I have a bit of a packed schedule ahead of me today, so I'm not going to waste any time. In my last video, I started populating my bridge here at Ashglen with a few cars, and this was such a process that it burnt me out of Minecraft for a few days. I also made the realization in that video that I had been working on this entrance portion of my base for nearly 3 months straight now, and so I need a break. So I plan to come back to this portion in maybe a month or two, but until then, I want to do some other projects around the server. So I said in the last video that I wanted to try to work at spawn, and I still do. I have a lot of ideas flowing. So I'm going to start heading to spawn. And on our way there, I've been told there's a contribution that's been added to my bridge by our friends over on the other side of the Juno continent at IKEA. And wow. Okay. Looks like I didn't even have to tell you. Man, this looks great. Banners on the back of the wheels are interesting. But I love the shape of this. I love the use of the warped wood here. Ooh, and using skulk veins for the radiator thing, that's really smart. Are these Vex heads? They are. Interesting. Yeah, this looks great, and it takes up a lot of space where I would have had to put cars, so thank you, IKEA, from the Juno continent, not the real IKEA, but I know their plan for their mega base is to build a giant IKEA, whereas my plan for my mega base is lots of buildings. Theirs is one giant IKEA, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that in a year or two when it's done. So we're here, next door at spawn. You can see it wasn't a very far trip from Ashglen. With Halloween coming up, I've got the idea to do a fun mini game of sorts, and I have a lot of mass-produced items that I still have to sell. These two shops here are mine, and we're going to make our way back around here, but first I wanted to check out what our friend Toby did over here. Our shops started over on this corner. We each got little 10 by 10 plots, and we started building our first shops on the server. This one here is mine, if you can't tell by the city design. The full credit for this build goes to Blaze85 on Instagram, by the way. So I've been scrolling for like 15 minutes, and I cannot find the reference I used for that building. But as you can see here, he makes a lot of really cool builds. So if you want to check him out on Instagram, which I highly encourage you do, here's his handle. Over the years, I've definitely used quite a few of his builds for inspiration, so I just wanted to give a second to shout him out for what it's worth. It turns out Toby also needs a break from his base, and this is looking fantastic. This railing, this sidewalk, none of this was here. This tunnel is also new, so it looks like he's working on connecting it over to the other portion. And then he also fixed up my road here. And what I mean by that is a road I never completed 2 months ago. I doubt it was visible in the last video, but I started this curve here as a road down to this next portion, and I ran into a roadblock around here, no pun intended, when I just wasn't able to visualize how to continue wrapping this down. And so it went uncompleted for 2.5 months or so, until yesterday, when I logged on and I noticed Toby had completed this slope for me. And I have to say, this is just the best part of multiplayer Minecraft, right? If this were a single-player world, I probably would have never completed this path, or I would have just destroyed it and reversed what I did. Even just a few days ago, before this was done, I was thinking of ways I could worm around finishing it. I was initially thinking of digging a cave system through this little mound and out down to here, because I think that would just be easier, but now I don't have to worry about that. And I already DM'd him on Discord to thank him, but I'm also going to thank him in this video too. Thank you, Toby, for restoring Dill's motivation. Maybe you can even thank Toby in the comments too. But enough dilly-dallying, which you guys said in the last video I need to make that a catchphrase. I never intended for that. I said it completely randomly, not aware, but a lot of you pointed that out. And so I'm going to stop dilly-dallying because you might have been wondering what this stone outline is here. This is our project for today. So this here is my coral shop, inspired by Cubfan135's coral shop on the Hermitcraft 6 server. If anyone is a fan of Hermitcraft, it might look familiar. Let's see if I have any. Ooh, someone came in and bought some coral. 15 diamonds, not too bad. Might have to lower the price on this, though. I didn't realize I set it so high. I threw this shop together rather quickly a month and a half ago whenever our spawn was more of a barren wasteland. And so since I built this coral shop, I thought it would be really fun to kind of continue the tropical beach sort of theme. And for my basalt shop, I decided I'm going to build a volcano. The other day I prepared this little expansion here, and this has opened the door for 2 or 3 other shop ideas that I have that can fit in this theme. So I'm picturing big stone volcano, palm trees sprouting out the sides, lava dripping down the sides, and maybe a big glass smokestack or campfires or something coming out the top. And then I also got a funny idea to take advantage of the shops being so close. You can see I outlined an entrance to the volcano here, an entrance to the volcano there, and then here we have another little entrance to the coral shop. So I think right here I want to use armor stands and banners and item frames and signs. I want to make it like one of those goofy tourist shops where every corner you turn is the entrance to another new shop. So someone might come here to buy basalt or lava or whatever it is we end up selling, and then they might see the signs here and they're like, oh, you know what, let me step into this shop real quick. And then we just put, 6 or 7 new items in front of their face. Look, capitalism sucks in real life, but I'll be damned if I'm not the richest player on this server. I mean, it's not that important to me, but I like to have a lot of diamonds. And so that's my plan for today. And I'm feeling super inspired, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. Excuse you. So with the power of editing, I'm gonna hit super fast build mode, and I'm gonna get started on the shape of this volcano. So enjoy the music. That time lapse took me a little over 2 hours to edit, but honestly, I think I cooked. And I'm so happy with this whole project. I think this turned out great. I think it looks perfect from this angle over here, which conveniently and unintentionally happens to be where I come from my base. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. I don't think there's a bad angle to this thing, except maybe under here. But even then, I mean, from over here, it still looks really good. So, oh fuck. Oops. So I need to practice that a little more. Those other YouTubers make it look so easy. To be fair, I wasn't really wearing any armor, but still. I am incredibly excited to start detailing this. And I'm going to do that with you, because I don't know how many time lapses is too many. Like in my last video, I was really hesitant to put a second time lapse in there. And I made sure when editing it that it was a decent amount of time away from the first. And I thought the first time lapse of building the bridge versus the second of building cars were different enough that it was fine. But in this case, I don't think it's going to be different enough, because you've seen the volcano in time lapse form already. So I think this time I'm going to detail and I'm going to decorate the shop up together with you guys. So please, if you have the time, let me know what you thought about that time lapse, and should I do more? Should I keep putting them in every video? And how many is too many for one video? But one could argue I'm dilly-dallying right now. I'm going to grab some materials. Oh my god, I totally forgot I had this. I should use this more often. Whenever I'm like this is a much better way to convey how I feel about my builds, because I'm not good at putting it into words. I'm just going to use this now. Okay, so I think I got a majority of the resources I need. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of explain my thought process behind how I'm going to build this. In this first shulker box, I have sand and sandstone, smooth sandstone. I had to go and buy a whole bunch from Lucy because I forgot the shore of the volcano, and we need like beaches because we want palm trees, and also the sand is going to contrast nicely with the stone. And then, of course, we're going to detail the stone up with some darker grays, like cobblestone, lighter gray, andesite, and tuff. The basalt and the terracotta is for the tip of the volcano, where some of the lava is burning. That's going to be to make the stone look burnt. I'm going to play around with basalt versus the terracotta, and then some magma blocks to go with the lava, and I thought shroomlights would also look good in some of the flowing lava. And then over here we get to where I still need some resources to gather. As you can see, I have no rooted dirt in this entire storage system, so I'm going to need to go get that. I'm going to need to get some more grass and some ferns, and I definitely want to put small drip leaf around here somehow, somewhere, because I really like what it looks like, and I think it's going to fit the tropical theme. And then I also picked out a few flowers that I thought would go nicely on the volcano. The firefly bushes are for lighting, because that is one of the greatest things Mojang has ever added to the game. And then I need to get more cactus flowers and lily pads, because I want to have those as well. I think that will also help with the tropical vibe. Oh, and I almost forgot the composters. There we go. Those are going to be for our palm trees. That is the perfect palm tree log texture. So I think firstly, I'm going to start by detailing the top so that we can close off this. I'm going to try to make a gradient with tough basalt and blackstone at the top to look like the stone is scorched. ultimately I just want the top of the volcano to look hot, so that it's clear where the lava is coming from. I think that tuff to basalt is way too jarring of a color change. I think the silk touched deep slate might be a good transition, but I still kind of need a darker gray. Much better. The deep slate definitely made that gradient smoother. I'm pretty happy with this. Time for the magma. Oh yeah, this is looking so cool. Let's do some palm trees. Wish I had more mangrove leaves because these are absolutely perfect for palm leaves. I'm never using oak leaves again. Or palm trees, that is. That means I gotta go get more leaves, because I don't even have enough to finish that first tree. I'm dreading this, by the way, because if you haven't gotten mangrove leaves before, you might not know how awful these are. Just one tree got me a surprising amount of leaves, actually. Might be able to work with that for a few more palm trees. I'm gonna try making a thick palm tree here. put it in an awful location, so it's not gonna work here. I'll just turn this one into a single palm tree. Can't find my bed, but this is looking really cool at nighttime. This is so cool, aside from the creeper that just spawned in my face. Can my mouse not cut all the grass I just placed? Ah, this is looking so good. I'm gonna keep going with the palm trees. I like this one. This one's like hanging off the side of the cliff. And now I want to make some lava stream down this side right here. No, 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 no. Oh no 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 no. Oh, now I gotta wait for that to fucking drip down. Oh my god. Yeah, see, positioning the lava in a certain flow is a little harder than anticipated. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to make lava actually flow out. This is a mess. I might need to use magma or something. I'm gonna try that. Ooh, that's what I can maybe use the shroom lights for, actually. I'll make like a fake lava flow sort of thing. I mean, no, that's just not the same thing. Oh, you know what I can do actually? Oops, not that. Do this, and then I can the lava flow and entrap it in like magma box where I want it to go, maybe?
You get the idea.
That transition was painfully unnatural, wasn't it? I'm sorry. But I didn't have much of a choice. You see, I'm going to try to explain this simply because I've spent the last 30 minutes trying to do it. In short, I've just been playing on another world. Which is weird because I didn't lose motivation for this project. In fact, I really want to keep working on it, but I have this weird thing where I can't record for my channel unless I'm completely alone in the apartment. And my partner's had a few days off this past week, so I've been hanging out with them. I think I maybe jumped on the server for like 3 hours one time, and I did a little bit of work off camera that I'm going to show here in a sec. But that means that I'm now on like week 3 of making this video. So if you could take the time, I would love if you would like, comment, subscribe, dislike. I don't care, just engage with the video I'm making because I spent a lot of time on this. But I digress, and I just realized I accidentally walked into where I needed to be. Obviously, volcanoes have lava in them, so I've marked out a couple areas here for some lava pools. I'm going to be having magma and hot rocks, and a few other really cool building techniques that I'm looking forward to trying out on this. But I don't want to spoil those yet. Here you can see that little tourist corner we talked about. And then out here you probably saw I started texturing the rock with some dead coral. And there's two reasons for this. Number one, obviously, it's a really good stone block. But number two, I've decided it's something I want to sell at this shop. So that means we can sell live coral right next to dead coral, as well as lava, magma, whatever else belongs in a volcano, obviously. But it's something I have an abundance of, so... And then over to the side here, you'll see that I started building the beach. Which firstly, I wanted to say, turned out great in my opinion, this first piece. I'm really, really happy with this, and I'm especially proud of how I blended it into the side of Toby's bridge here. I think I might be able to make it look a little more natural, but it feels good seeing my build work in harmony with another person's build like this. Then to the left, under this cliff, I started building a little lagoon using the cactus flowers for the lily pad blossoms, and this looks beautiful. I'm very excited to get some more small drip leaf and various plants in here and have a little swimming corner. And speaking of swimming, I got another cool idea to add to this shop. One day that I was on, I went looking for hanging roots, and while I didn't find any, I did find some turtle eggs. So when everything is done and detailed, I'm going to hatch a few turtles here. And they're going to be our little shop pets. And best of all, they shouldn't escape because they recognize their home as being where their eggs hatched. Meaning we'd have a few turtles swimming around spawn and the volcano. But obviously I'm going to need names for them since they won't despawn, and that's what I'm horrible at, so I'm asking the comments. I want to do something fun, like name the turtles after subscribers, or something that everyone voted on. Having a community is part of the reason I wanted to be a content creator. Man, I just slept, and as soon as I pull up OBS, it starts raining? What is this? I really need to quit dilly-dallying, though, because I just want to get this shop finished. And not only did I want to release this video, like, a week ago, but I don't even have all the resources to stock the shop yet, so I think I'm going to have to do that in another video. I mentioned I wanted to sell dead coral, so I want to make a redstone blast chamber that I can very easily AFK place live coral and, you know, blow up the dead coral and collect it. And I realize I can do that manually, but that would take a lot more time, and I like redstone, so... I also considered possibly making a lava farm, sell lava here, because that makes sense. And I could also use coal from my wither skeleton farms to sell campfires, because those are another nice building block. Enough dilly-dallying, though. I'm going to jump into my next time-lapse and finish up what I have left to do to detail the outside of this build. I'm thinking I want to put a few more palm trees on the grassy parts. Of course, make this gradient a little smoother, use stairs and slabs to round out the cliff face. And then I just remembered I wanted to make a big smokestack using glass, and I think that's gonna really make the build come together. Enough dilly-dallying, though. I'll see you after this time-lapse. It is now the next day, and I am in love with this build, if I'm being honest. This looks fantastic. This looks great. I'm I'm so proud of myself. Oh, I can't wait to yap to you about this. There's a few things I want to show you. Firstly, the entrance looks awesome. I love that you can see the smoke from up there, and this path I think turned out great using the mud, and I even threw in some of the leaf litter. I have yet to really properly use, and I think it looks really good for pathways where you have kind of dirt kicked across. Right here, this was a new palm tree design for me, and I think it turned out great. See, I've built this sort of palm tree dozens of times with different types of leaves, but this, I wanted a smaller type tree to dot around for variety, and I think it turned out great. The dry grass looks awesome along the beaches. And then under here, I started experimenting with some building blocks I don't usually use. I believe this is the first time I've ever used wood to texture stone, but it looks so good. Having the darker tones of gray gives it so much more depth, in my opinion. And then, of course, we have the beach, which I worked for a while connecting down to the bottom of the lake there, so that we didn't have a floating beach. This beach is also going to be the home to those turtles that we hatch, so in the comments, decide amongst yourselves how you want to name those. I thought recently I kind of might put subscribers' names on like a wheel and spin it. I don't know. Just let me know. Give me some fun ideas. And finally, this side, which I now no longer hate. I'm genuinely so proud of the texture on this area and the shape. I think I really fixed it. I think I made it a lot better than what it was before. And then obviously we have the big smokestack, which I don't know how I feel about yet. I'm pretty happy with how it is right now. I think it looks like smoke, but I might come back in and detail it up again. I just noticed I missed this part too, so I'm gonna need to go back in and do that. But that just leaves the inside left, which I mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to save for another video. You see, I've been having so much fun experimenting with different blocks I don't usually use for this build, and so I'm gonna need some time to gather more of those. And not just that, but for this tourist corner, I'm actually going to be putting a lot more time into this than you might expect. See, I'm a design student in real life, so I plan to use map art and design some posters and really sell this place, because I think we really succeeded in making a tropical corner of the shopping district. I also have to say, the view from here to the courthouse looks phenomenal. This is one of my favorite worlds. It looks so cool at nighttime. This was one of the first builds in a while that I kind of stopped every once in a while to just admire and look at. But that means now we can tick this off. We did not do an urban theme. I also think we may be doing some of that in the next episode too. That's a temporary name. I still haven't decided. I've never tried recording with shaders before, but since you made it this far into the video, let's check it out with shaders. And whoa! Oh my god, that wow. Yeah, this looks fucking awesome. Holy shit. It makes this other shop look puny. I'm struggling with my words. Yay! This looks great! I am so excited to get this video out and show you guys, because this is, I'm so proud of this. This is awesome. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you'd love to see more builds like this in survival Minecraft, be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys.